Live from downtown Detroit, home of WDIV and Click on Detroit, Local 4 News at 6 starts now.
Something about the Johnson & Johnson vaccine causing a moral dilemma for Catholics. Tonight, the Detroit Archdiocese is clarifying its position on the matter. Grant.
The FBI's man inside that attempted plot to kidnap and kill the governor talking in court today, detailing just how close members of that violent group got to the governor.
Disturbing video of an arrest near Lansing that's now led to criminal charges against a state trooper over how he handled his police dog. Trooper Parker Surbrook joined MSP in 2012, working his way up to becoming canine handler.
Now prosecutors determined Surbrook crossed a line during an arrest back in November. An internal investigation was launched after Surbrook's supervisor saw this dash cam video. As Priya Mann reports, state police released the dash cam video on the same day the trooper appeared before a Lansing judge.
Dashcam video shows Trooper Parker Surbrook's canine was on that suspect for more than 3.5 minutes while that man pleaded with the trooper to pull his dog off of him.
Please, I'm begging you, sir. Please, sir, please. Please, sir.
A Michigan State Police supervisor filed a complaint against canine handler Trooper Parker Surbrook after reviewing this dashcam video.
Please, sir, he's on my face. I don't care. I'm not moving.
Last November, Trooper Surbrook was part of a multi-jurisdictional task force. He was following a vehicle in Lansing where police believed a passenger was armed. When the driver crashed his car into a tree, Trooper Surbrook deployed his canine.
Stop him! Stop him! Stop him! Stop him!
With the canine on the driver, both troopers rushed toward the passenger.
I'm trying to get the gun.
With neither suspect cuffed, Trooper Surbrook repeatedly asks whether other officers are close.
Can we get some backup down here, you guys?
The driver begins to plead for Trooper Surbrook to remove the canine, saying his leg is broken.
Got him! Got security over here! Sir, please, sir, my leg is broken.
Minutes later, backup arrives.
Stop, I can't do this, sir. Don't move! Put your other hand behind your back! Yes, sir, I can't move my legs, sir.
After reviewing the video, Trooper Surbrook was charged with 1 count of felonious assault.
Good boy. Good boy, all right.
And the director of MSP released a statement saying while the unfortunate reality for police officers is that use of force is sometimes a necessary action to ensure the protection of themselves or others, care and concern for human life should always be at the forefront of any police officer's actions. This makes Trooper Surbrook's disregard of the driver's pleas for help totally unacceptable. And that trooper will be back in court on the 18th. I'm Priya Mann, Local 4.
All right, Priya, Surbrook is on an unpaid suspension and was removed from the canine unit. His canine was reassigned to another handler. All right, now to the coronavirus, and Detroit Mayor Duggan backtracking after his comments about the Johnson & Johnson vaccine.
Detroit turned down 6,200 doses of the Johnson & Johnson vaccine, with the mayor saying it wasn't as effective as Pfizer and Moderna. Well, this morning, the White House got involved, calling his comments a misunderstanding. Then late today, the mayor clarified, saying Detroit is excited there are 3 highly effective vaccines. He says the city only turned down Johnson & Johnson because they had enough of the Pfizer and Moderna shots to go around. And they're making a plan to distribute Johnson & Johnson doses.
State now says 11% of Michiganders 16 and over are vaccinated. Michigan added 1,486 new cases of the virus over the last 24 hours and are now counting another 10 deaths to the coronavirus. Tonight, there's concern within the Catholic community about the Johnson & Johnson vaccine.
It's a moral dilemma that has church leaders offering guidance. Local 4's Rod Maloney is live tonight with that part of the story. Rod.
Yeah, Kimberly, you know, the church is in a real quandary here because the virus has been so deadly that they welcome the vaccines, but one of the vaccines, the Johnson & Johnson vaccine, is born out of research they have long spoken out against. So now what?
Day 5 of distribution, the Johnson & Johnson vaccine is moving across the country. After receiving about 80,000 doses, we're not likely to see any more in Michigan until the end of the month. Now, the Catholic Church is a bit conflicted about the J&J vaccine. Monsignor Gary Smetanka first explains all the vaccines are good news.
Well, it's so vital to receive, first of all, the vaccine, certainly as an act of charity for our brothers and sisters, an act of charity to help bring to an end this health condition, this pandemic.
Yet, the J&J vaccine emerged from research dating back to the 70s.
There have been use of some cell lines from aborted babies. And so there's a little bit more connection with that with the Johnson & Johnson vaccine, and less with that with Pfizer and Moderna.
Michigan's 7 Catholic bishops, including Detroit Archbishop Alan Vigneron, published this letter expressing problems with the J&J vaccine, saying, quote, "Abortion is a grave evil, and we must avoid complicity in abortion. We join our voices for the development of vaccines that have no connection to abortion," end quote. But the vaccine remains in short supply. So despite those concerns,
if no other vaccines are available, certainly take the Johnson & Johnson vaccine. Sometimes we have a choice. A lot of times we don't have a choice.
So whenever we do a story like this, we certainly reach out to the other side, Johnson & Johnson. We've made calls. We've sent emails to them looking for a response to this whole quandary with the Catholic Church, and they had nothing to say about it. And in fact, we've gone and looked in other places where publications have done stories on this to see if there were any statements there, and so far there have been none. Reporting live, Rod Maloney, Local 4.
Okay, Rod, thanks.
Warmer weekend getting underway after we got colder days a couple days this week.
Andrew's in for Ben with a look at the forecast. Hi, Andrew.
Hello to both of you. And yes, we're looking at a seasonable chill still here, Kimberly and Devin. We're looking at temperatures that are mostly in the upper 30s and low 40s. 40 degrees now over at City Airport. It's gone down a couple of notches over at Metro Airport with 39. A little colder in Pontiac with 37 degrees and 37 in Mount Clemens. But it is beautiful all around. We still have mostly clear skies across all of southeast Michigan. Look at those beautiful blue skies ahead of sunset this evening, which is just about a half hour from now at 6:28. While it's 39 degrees, upper 30s to near 40, the wind still makes it feel like it's around the freezing mark or lower. Wind chills are still in the low 30s to around 31, so you still want to bundle up, especially later tonight. Temperatures will fall into the low 30s within the next few hours. When you join us tonight at 11, we'll be in the low 30s and upper 20s, but it will still be dry. Now, where do temperatures go from here? We are looking at a chilly weekend, but we're looking at warmer conditions next week. I'll let you know exactly when, and I've got your full 7-day forecast coming up in moments. Now, remember, you can track temperatures, anything weather-wise, in Detroit, in Michigan, in the entire country, or the entire world with the Local Forecasters app. It is faster, easier to use, and of course, accurate with our forecasts. To go ahead and download it now. The Local Forecasters app, it's free. Search WDIV in your app store.
All right, Andrew, back to you shortly. This was day 3 of the preliminary hearing for 3 of the men accused of domestic terror plots, including kidnapping the Michigan governor. And for the first time today, a confidential FBI informant detailed what led to that aggressive protest in Lansing last spring, where armed men were allowed to walk the halls of the state capitol. Grant Herms joins us now with more. Grant?
Well, Devin, we all saw the photos from last spring, those armed men looming over lawmakers in the Senate chamber, some of them shouting in the faces of police officers. But today, for the first time, we got a detailed look at just how far some of those men got into the Capitol and what their intentions, at least some of them, might have been. For the first time, an inside look at the coordinated effort to take the Michigan State Capitol on April 30th. An FBI confidential informant in court today describing how members of the Wolverine Watchmen, accused in the plot to kidnap and kill Governor Gretchen Whitmer, worked to stir up an angry mob as lawmakers worked just feet away.
Like, we're trying to get the people riled up. At times, Joe would yell, or not Joe, Pete would yell 2 steps forward, trying to move the line, per se, of people forward towards I think it was the chamber doors. At one point, the informant, known only as Dan, telling the court he, along with Pete Musico and Joe Morrison, 2 of the men charged, broke away from the mob, each of them wearing tactical gear, most carrying rifles like AR-15s. Dan saying they were banging on doors and calling for the governor to come out.
You were there. What do you mean by pounding on the door?
Loud pounding.
It was like a knock? Okay, well.
Like a show of force.
Eventually, after an unsuccessful search, Musico allegedly saying he was going to leave to find her.
He was going to go the opposite side of the building and catch that as who came out the emergency exit.
Now, it's hard to ignore the similarities between what was described there and what we saw in Washington back in January. It's why, Devin, experts are pointing to Michigan last spring as a potential practice run for what we saw on January 6th.
Grant, we knew that they had trained, at least from a previous testimony, that they had trained on how to breach the Capitol, but we're learning this was not their only planned attempt to get inside.
No, that informant told the court today that they had been working all summer long using those protests about police and race as cover. They were hoping for a big protest in Lansing on June 18th. They were hoping for about 200 extremists to get inside and storm the Capitol, and there were far fewer people there. And that, they said, led them, at least in part, to turn to that plot to allegedly kidnap and kill the governor. We keep learning a little more every day. All right, Grant.
Detroit police arrest 2 people accused of posing as demolition workers and stealing bricks from a Detroit home. Happened this afternoon on Whitney Street near I-96 in Grand River. Investigators say the men showed officers false paperwork claiming to be a demolition crew. They believe the men are a part of a larger crew that's selling the reclaimed bricks for profit. Police are urging Detroiters to be on the lookout.
That's why it's important for the community to pay close attention when they see something like this. And if they don't see any construction trucks around in the area, call us and we can come in and check it out and make sure whoever's here is legitimate.
Police say they have made arrests and charged individuals a part of the scheme on 3 different occasions. The investigation continues.
Ahead, what the heck do you say when the Navy names a ship after you? A local veteran now in his 90s shows us how it's done. Jamie?
We'll call this the warming up phase, as these kids are learning a brand new sport today inside this gym in Southwest Detroit. Of all the details next on Local 4.